Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. I am Carol Williams with Williams Immigration, a boutique immigration law firm, and we are back for another Monday morning edition of Beyond the Soundbite, where we talk about all things U.S. immigration. So, I like to dive right in. The first thing I want to talk about are our EAD cards, our employment authorization documents. There has been a final rule that now it becomes a rule and not simply a policy that can easily be undone, but a rule that now automatically extends your work authorization if your EAD is timely filed, and it extends it for up to 540 days. So this is great news for employers and employees alike. There's no more or less, I won't say no more, there's less worry about the current backlogs with producing EAD cards based on extensions. So that rule will be effective 30 days after it was published. So that is great news. So your EAD cards will now be automatically extended, assuming timely filed, for 540 days. The next step, another bit of good news for some folks, the J1 skills list, the skills list is a list of occupations and countries whereby if you enter the U.S. on a J1 visa, then you are required to go home for 2 years, the purpose being to go home and share the skills that you have learned. If you opt not to go home, then some folks can apply for and receive a waiver to that 2-year foreign residency requirement. Last week, I let you know that the Department of State has updated that skills list. So there were several countries like China and India that were removed from the skills list. So what does that mean? It means if prior to December 9, so if before December 9, you were subject to the skills list and you had the requirement of going back home, but with the updated skills list as of December 9, you are no longer subject to the skills list, your country or your occupation is no longer listed on the skills list, then you are now no longer subject to that 2-year foreign residency requirement. So it's very important that you check the skills list. If you were subject to that skills list before December 9, but as of December 9, with that update, you are no longer subject to it. So just you want to make sure that you are looking at that skills list super carefully. And if that's something that you need help with trying to figure out, if you are subject or if you need a waiver, my office can certainly help you with that. The next thing I want to talk to y'all about are the lockbox. So lots of my colleagues and I have had conversations about delayed receipt notices and a lag in time when seeing checks being cashed for the filing fees. So the lockbox via USCIS has now given us an update that they are back up to speed. They have worked through their backlog in terms of intaking cases, and they are back to, in general, 3 business days to get the receipt notices out. That does not include mailing time, y'all. That does not include mailing time. So, so just keep that in mind. But it's 3 days, 3 business days to just get the receipt out, and 15 business days if there is some sort of issue or they need to, do a little bit more processing. So all that to say, that is good news, but they kind of would like us to wait 15 business days before we start worrying and before we start sounding the alarm. Certainly easier said than done, but they have indicated that they are sort of back up and running, back up to their sort of normal speeds. So that's a good thing. A reminder for all of our employees and all of our employers and employees out there. Whenever you travel overseas and you re-enter the United States, you want to be checking your I-94 card. You want to go online, pull that information down, check it, and make sure that you were entered properly. People are human, they make mistakes, it happens. So if you were supposed to be, entering as an L1 or an O1 or an H1B, you want to make sure that that is what's currently listed on your I-94 card. If your I-94 card has you, has your status as a visitor, that doesn't allow you to work in the US. So it's very important that you are checking your I-94 card each and every time you re-enter the United States. And employers, it's very important that you are reminding your employees that they want to be checking their I-94 cards. Truly, nobody likes to call me with the revelation that there was a mistake made when their employee was entering the US and they have now been working for the better part of 6 months or a year and yet they've been admitted as a visitor. So just make sure that you are checking your I-94 card after each and every single entry, and employers, make sure that you are reminding your employees that they need to be checking that information as well. And the last thing I have for y'all this morning is another national interest waiver tip. And so if you've been listening to my lives for any length of time, you know that national interest waiver is a second preference green card category, whereby we have to show that your proposed endeavor, your proposed career path, your proposed job has both substantial merit and national importance to the United States. Second, that you as the individual are well positioned to advance that proposed endeavor. Like, do you have the skill set that's needed? Do you have the background that's needed to advance that endeavor once the green card is approved? And three, on balance, that it would be beneficial for the United States to waive the normal requirements. Those normal EB-2 requirements are essentially referring to the perm application and recruitment for the proposed position. So the tip is this. This is the question I've been getting recently. Will my green card come in the mail after my national interest waiver is approved? The short answer is no. The national interest waiver portion of your application is the first part of your green card application. That's where we show the government these three things: that your proposed endeavor has substantial merit and national importance, that you're well positioned, and that on balance, they should waive the EB-2 requirements. Once your national interest waiver application is approved, you still have the second part of the green card process. And so if you're in the United States, that would be filing for the adjustment of status, or if you're outside of the state, that would mean processing your green card through the consulate. So it is a two-part process. So directly after your I-140 national interest waiver is approved, your green card does not come in the mail to you. You have a whole second process to go through, whether it's adjustment of status or consulate processing at the consulate. So just wanted to let y'all know that. I've been getting that question quite a bit recently. So that is all I have for y'all for this beautiful Monday morning. Please note I did not talk about H-1Bs. I think I deserve a gold star for that, but if you know me, you know I'm probably going to talk about it next week. But truly, that's all I have for y'all this morning. Have a great rest of your Monday and a fabulous rest of your week.